Okay, so welcome to my video where I'm going to be going through my entire reading journal. There's not very much of it. However, I did want to kind of give you guys an overview of what I've done with my reading journal since I've gotten my iPad, and kind of talk about why I haven't used it in a while and what I want to do with it in the future. So we're just going to get right on into it, and we're going to start off with this page. This is actually the first page of my reading journal technically. I mean, I do have this and then this, but I don't think that's very exciting. Oh, and if you want to know what the app I use for my reading journal, it is GoodNotes. And I actually have another video where I talk about all the things I use to make this journal, and I can link that down below. So these first two pages are my May wrap-up from 2020. And as you can see, I just have all of the books that I read for that month. 2 of them that were unfinished, but 4 of them that I actually read. And I get most of like these little stickers or just like pictures or whatever from Pinterest. They have a lot of really fun stuff. It's pretty easy to like look through Pinterest and just use stuff. And yeah, this is like probably the first thing that I ever did on GoodNotes, and I think it's really cute, but it doesn't really match what my like overall style and aesthetic is. So, you know, it's cute for what it is, not my favorite. But this is kind of like a similar setup to what I have in other pages. And then down here are just kind of like an overview of what I read, what I thought about the books, and what I thought about the month in general. So we'll just go on to the next page. And I really, really love these pages. I think that they're so beautiful. I really like the aesthetic. I like the colors. I think that they turned out really, really good. So this is a review page for The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. And it's just so beautiful. I love like the blue down here and the blue at the top. And then just having like the review in the middle. I think that that's so pretty, very eye-catching. And I just think I did a really good job on this page specifically. This one I think pales in comparison to this page, but I think that they kind of complement each other a little bit. And this was also before I figured out a way to make like these sort of things, like the flowers, the hands, like have a clear background. So I was just kind of having to outline them, and I was stuck with whatever background was already there. So, you know, it's kind of tricky, but I think that it turned out looking cute anyway. And then, of course, this page is Withered by Lauren DeStefano. And I don't know, they just look really cute. And I really like this format of reviewing a book. It's not super long, like it's just like 2 very simple paragraphs. And I think that it just looks really cute. So I'll go to the next page, and then I have basically 2 whole pages dedicated to the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because I had a lot to say about that book, and I also did actually do a video review for this book, so that's probably why I have so many like things to say about this book. But I like this one as well. I like what I did, you know, with this little frame right here with the holding of the hands, and like I think everything looks really, really cute, especially on this page. I think this one turned out really well. This one, okay, I don't really like this picture so much, but I do like what I was doing with like the layering of like having a background right there and then having the cover on top. I think that that's really cute. But yeah, just basically a little review of what I thought about the book, and I think that these look really good. Also, for like these paper backgrounds right here, I would do all of like the cutting out, I guess, technically, of the page. And basically, you know, on Pinterest, I would just search for like aesthetic paper background or something like that. So moving on to the next page, this is, it seems like the start of June. So I don't think I did an actual June page. Oh yes, I did. Okay. So this is the start of June. I just have this little calendar right here, and then, you know, a little, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing really super exciting on that page. And then this side, I have some YouTube ideas, and sometimes I still look at them, but a lot of them I've already done or just aren't really feasible for the near future, so I don't really, you know, need to use them at the moment. But it is kind of nice having a spot where I can have like my YouTube ideas. Moving on to the next page, this is my June TBR, and I did read a couple of these books, I think. Yeah, I'd say about 3 of them I've read, or 3.5, because I've read half of A Dream So Dark, but I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, these were my June reading plans for 2020. And I just have like a little like, you know, blurb at the bottom. And then here's my review page for A Blade So Black, which I think turned out really good. Like, I basically just traced over this girl that I found a picture of on Pinterest, and I think it turned out pretty good. But yeah, I wanted to go for like an Alice in Wonderland theme, so I had some playing cards. It says Curiouser and Curiouser, and just, you know, some cool little like aesthetic pieces, and I think it turned out pretty good. Not my favorite pages, but you know, they are what they are, and I think they're kind of cute. Okay, moving on to the next page. I really like this one specifically. This one I think is cute, but you know, whatever. I didn't really know what to do for Wasted Words, but I kind of knew exactly what I wanted for A River of Royal Blood. And I really like this page. I think it's really cute, and I try not to use the same things over and over again. So you'll see a lot of like different things from pages to pages, and like, you know, they're not always going to be the same. By this point, I had figured out how to make a plain, like, clear background for things. So as you can see, like the crown, there's no background around it. Even with the flowers, there's no background around it. And same with like the tape right down there, and you know, the stars up here. It looks really good. And that's probably why I really like these pages so much. Okay, moving on to the next pages. I love this setup so much. This is for the mid-year book freakout tag, and I think it turned out so nice. I think I even posted this on Twitter when I made it, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. So I liked it. I tried to, you know, kind of stick with a couple of the questions and like answer them. So favorite book, favorite sequel, biggest disappointment, biggest surprise, sad book, happy book. Books I wanted to read by the end of the year. I only read, I think, one of them. But yeah, I think that turned out really good. And then I just have like my general thoughts about the first half of 2020 and like my reading progress so far. So I really like this page. I think it looks really good. I think, you know, the flowers look really cute in the corners, and like the little baby angels are cute. So yeah, we'll go to the next page. And I think this might actually be the last page. And this is my Folklore page. I really want to make an Evermore page, so that'll probably be the next one that I do. But yeah, I wanted to do Folklore, obviously, because it had just come out, and I wanted to do like my current song ranking and my thoughts on Folklore, and just have like a bunch of the pictures from there. And I think it turned out so cute. It's like a big vibe for Folklore. And I love like looking at my song ranking of like what songs I liked at that moment. I think this was actually only like a couple of days after Folklore came out, so that's a pretty big deal. But yeah, it's nice to have like all of my thoughts kind of concise right here, and I can always look back at it and read it, and I think it's really cool. So yeah, that's basically my entire journal of like what I used it for at the time. And I would definitely like to use it again. So, you know, I think we'll do, like I said, an Evermore page. That will be really fun. And hopefully I can film a couple of those whenever I get the chance to do them, because I know that a lot of you really like these videos. So I would definitely like to do more of them. And I can give you all a bit of a tour and a refresher of like what I've been doing and like how I make these pages. So a lot of the fonts I've just kind of downloaded from the internet. As you can see, I currently use the font Get Lost. It's a really good font. I really like it. I think I use that for either my titles or I use it for the body of the text. I can't remember. But I have a couple of these, like A Year Without Rain, Absolute Pink, Adelina, whatever that says. You know, a lot of these are my own fonts that I've downloaded, so that's really cool. Here's like a testing page, and this is where I keep a lot of like the stickers that I use, which is really cool. I have quite a few of these. It's really nice to have this kind of page if you're going to use GoodNotes, because it's just easier just to kind of like click on something, hold it down, and then you go to share, you go to copy, and then you can just like hold it down, paste. Super simple. It's way easier than trying to keep it, you know, in your pictures up here. So just having this kind of, you know, place where you can copy and paste something into this part of the journal, really easy. So yeah, that's kind of a little overview of my journal. And I didn't want to make this a super long video, just really short, kind of an explanation. And yeah, like I said, I want to do an Evermore page for the next one. And then I'm thinking that I might try to keep it pretty simple, like having a page at the beginning of the month, and I can continue doing some of my review pages, maybe not for every single book, but maybe for books that I like really enjoyed. because I feel like if I try to do it for every single book that I read, I might get really burnt out. So it might just be nice to keep it for the books that like I gave a 4 or 5 stars. And then of course I want to do like a end of the month page where I just kind of wrap up everything that I've read that month. So I think, you know, if I just keep it really simple, it might be easier to actually work with and use and enjoy. So hopefully that'll be really fun. And also with like Taylor's new re-releases of like her old albums, it might be fun to give them their own dedicated pages as well. So like I said, I will try to film whenever I do something like interesting with my reading journal, but I do really want to get back into using my reading journal. So that should be fun. Keep an eye out for those videos in the future. And yeah, that's the end of this video, and I hope you really enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!
Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you.